Good morning, folks. This is Ron and Steve of the J&R H Railroad in Abilene, Texas. Back in our previous section, we did some rock wall work. We started from here. We applied two different colors in here, and then we applied some grout with a brush, dusting brush. And we did a second section with what was called a sandalwood grout. The color came out very nice. It dried out very nice. In this section of rock, there's nothing more than just putting the hydrocal on with the grout. We really didn't do a lot of marking on it because we plan to put a second application of material. So I think what we're going to do this morning is to try some enhancing of this rock in this area by using our high-tech jackhammer, which is actually our tack hammer we use to put our rail spikes down. So with that, we'll stop the camera and we'll get set and we'll give this a try and see what happens. We're going to try this first from frontal approach. And I'm just actually going to take this tack hammer and try to tap around a little bit. If you remember, we talked about where these lines are. You can get this rock to fracture and crack off. If you can see, this hydrocal is pretty tough. You can get a few little dents in it. You begin to see them. We're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to take our center punch. Now we got a little bit of it to break off. Gives a different effect. This particular spot, we can come back with a little coloring in there to darken that up. Actually, this looks rough. All right, Steve, let's do that piece. Get the punch with it. I think that looks good. What do you think, Steve?
That looks
Camera
good.
review?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to stop with the jackhammer, and we will go to this area here, and we're going to put some black grout with the brush into these. So we'll stop the camera. We'll get our tools together for that. Well, we've got our gray grout and a black grout. There's the black. There's the gray. So we're going to start with the gray. Use our, I think that's a makeup brush, call that. So anyway, we're going to just try the gray across here. Again, you got the dust with this stuff. One of the issues is that if we wet this and then we decide it's not dark enough, we got to let it dry before we come back and do much with it. It really doesn't look. I'll put a little bit down here on this red. Cut that red some. It really doesn't look like it's going to be dark enough. We want those cracks to pick up some of this black. And we want the recessed areas, that needs to be dark. That'll give it an appearance of some depth going back underneath the rock. I'll try to get this a little bit staged if we can in here. And I'm actually going to go over and blend this a little bit more to tone down some of that red. Okay, now I think that's enough. We're going to get our spray bottle with our soap water. Remember, I use a few drops of Dawn detergent in with the water. You should be able to get a few suds on it when you shake it up. All right, here we go. We're going to start at the top. We want this to run down. Put a little on here and then sit back and see how that runs. That's going to fill in pretty nice. Let's get that. It's a little darker than we want. I believe that the black stripes that run down it, we were told that's called desert varnish. You see a lot of that out in the Utah Moab area. The sandstone is predominant, and just everywhere you look, you'll see this black, dark-looking varnish. All right, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to right quick while we're waiting. I'll swing over to this section, see if I can darken that rock up just a little bit. Maybe some of that red. I'll have to let that dry. Steve, what do you think about we swing the camera down here and we'll just do some of this area with the black grout while we got this going? What do you think? Mm-hmm. I can tell he's real supportive of it. Okay. A little bit more right in this area.
That's just tile grout, right? You buy
That is just tile grout that we've got. You know, I think we'll take a little bit of this sandalwood color and drop some of this in here, see what happens. That might look pretty good. If it doesn't look like you expected, you just go back and let it dry and then just go back and redo it. We're going to put a lot of water for this to mix in here. This grout does not mix easy. Not sure why. I think some of it is a synthetic material in it. I've seen two different types of grout at Lowe's, and I do not know what the difference is. And I really never did ask anyone. I'm sure someone could tell me. Got that red in there. Oh, get that out of the way. What does that look like on the camera?
Looks real good. I'm zooming in right now on it. Just
Now remember, you always want to make sure you got your track covered. You get this grout on the track, it'll come off, but it ain't going to come off very easy. So that's something you want to pay some attention to. We're going to stop the camera, but I want to point something out. Can you focus right in this area, Steve? Right here?
yeah.
All right. We're going to come back, we're going to stop, we're going to come back, and we're going to do something different right there. There's no rock patterns, so we'll show you another trick we got. Okay, let's stop for now, and let me get my... All right, folks, we're back, and we're going to show you another option. This is from Moab, Utah, just north of Moab itself, off the highway. I label this as a red maroon sand and gravel with stone. Also a dark maroon. There's two different colors of maroon. This happens to be the dark one. We're going to pour some of this into our now famous McDonald's drinking cup, water cup. Want some dust off of that. Now this is all natural earth, so there's no synthetic stuff in this. And I'm not sure if the camera can see this, but in this material is little flakes of Utah earth. And it's from the erosion and flakes of rock breaking off.
Turn the cup a little bit more over. There you go.
You see that?
Hold on, let me, yeah, okay, we got it.
All right, now we're going to take our bottle of Elmer's glue. That's a 50-50 mix. And we're going to use this as our adhesive. We'll just start and we're going to just pour this through here. Everywhere we want some of this material, we're going to pour this glue. Now, make sure that we get this to stick where we want it. We're going to apply some of this with our artist brush. A little bit more. All right. That's going to look pretty good. And be sure that you put your brush in some water. If it dries out, with this 50-50 mix of glue, you can go back and put it back in the water and it'll come back to life. So we just pour this on here, like so. All right, Steve, stop the camera for 1 minute. All right, most of you have seen these come in the mail from Sunleague or some other company, Netflix. They're a plastic material, and they're excellent for putting soil on vertical walls. And the camera may not see this, but what we're going to do is this kind of bounces. It's going to fling that soil on that wall in that area where it shouldn't stick. Okay. How's that look? Look good from the camera?
Oh yeah, yeah, you can see where it adhered to the glue.
Now we got a lot of soil piled up there. Got more than we need, but that's okay. And I don't think you can buy this soil in any store. But if you go up to Moab, Utah, north of town on the highway, you'll see just bukus and hills of this stuff. Now, see how that's running down? Is the camera catching that, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
This represents what happens in nature. They get a big rainstorm and down it comes. Now, we're going to let that dry, and before we dry too much, I want to come in here with this and kind of break this up a little bit, otherwise we're going to have a mess on the track, even though we got the track covered. But we want to spread this dirt, this soil along here, and it's going to really give a nice effect. And again, if you need to loosen this up and move this material, the soil material, all you have to do is wet it. And you can wet it and brush it loose, and you can even vacuum it up after you brush it loose. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and we'll come back and look at it in several hours. I think, Steve, we might, yeah, well, let's give this about 6-7 hours to dry. Okay, we'll wrap it up. Thank you, folks.
Pan everything here real quick.